Welcome back, guys. It is another fantastic week here. For those of you that are just tuning in, you are going to be watching some high school Apex Legends. Of course, we're still partnering alongside VHEL or the East SC Nationals, whatever you want to call it. And we've got the tail end of high school. We're coming to an end here. I know college is wrapping up a lot of its finals this week. We talk about play versus. We've got ECAC playoffs kind of finishing up. We got LCQs rounding out for Octane. Their stage 2 finals was this last weekend. It's all coming to an end. It is all coming to an end. I think high school does extend quite a bit longer than traditional collegiate, so we'll at least get Wednesday high school coverage all the way until our very final day. But other than that, I mean, yeah, Speed Demon, welcome. I will say, you know, there's a chance that that'll work. Oh, I gotta make sure my widget is working. Why would it not? So silly. Man, after all of this. Okay, 1 second. I'm gonna fix my chat for 2 seconds. There you go. So tiny. Hold on. All right, there we go. Where is my college Apex scrim? College Apex scrims have suffered in the meanwhile. I'm so sad. We've lost the sauce of collegiate scrims here recently, and it just kind of is what it is, guys. I was a huge fan of them, but not anymore. I have a 15%. Okay, all right. A little creepy. That's fine, though. That's fine. That's allowed. Terrifyingly, but it is. Soares, good to see you. All right. Let's get back into high school Apex. Would you accept a hydrate on this fine day? Given that the game has started and that I'm already casting it a little bit, I would say no, because then I would have to go get up and get a water bottle. Now, granted, I gotta give some information here. It is spring break for a lot of these. High schools. It's the whole reason why we start with so many little squads. There are still some very, very good teams that play. Wiley High School has shown up, right? You've still got Cabarrus. You've still got the Yellow Jackets chasing down the top 5, right? These are good squads. But you do have a couple of notables that aren't going to be playing today. You know, I look towards, I don't think West Texas Trolls are here. I might have to check that. But either way, teams like SHS, Pojo, I'm pretty sure might not be here. Whatever. Clearly, I can't. I was going to say, no, they're still here. They're in countdown. All right. This is just sad. You know what? High school Apex is just getting its feet off the ground in a lot of ways. Personally, there are 2 separate divisions. There's Division 1 and Division 2. I would have liked to have seen both divisions combine. I think either division is too small to just have its own setup. I think it would have just been more competitively viable to just kind of have... Because the first series, in the fall, or winter, specifically the fall, because winter didn't have enough players. In the fall, it was a combined set of teams. And then at some point, we decided to split them up, which I can assume is based off a skill level. But personally, I feel like you gotta have those teams find their skill within the competition. You don't have to be a good shooter to do well. You know, there's a lot of teams in collegiate who are not shooter supreme, and they still manage to out macro a lot of the most talented teams out there. Yo, 2-7. I got a 2-3. I got a 2. Now I got a 2-7. 27 is almost, by the way, one of my favorite numbers in the game. Not the game, just the world. I guess my life. My favorite number is 327. And that's, you can maybe guess. Anyways, Pojo SHS. Looks like spring. They've got themselves a little bit of some damage over towards the landslide area, but without any real way to cross it. I mean, they've got the Wraith, but Sims Apex is already quite healthy here, holding out the landslide area. The portals for recovery don't mean much. Pojo, instead, taking a brunt of damage there from what I can only assume was Gorilla Nuts. Their name, not mine, folks. Their name, Gills. The heck does that mean? Well, nice response there from IYFN. Can't imagine we'll be seeing the full thirst. God, I love Zephyr. Kuzer, I love you, my man. I appreciate you for tuning in. It's been a minute. It's been a minute, other than the finals, but everyone tuned into the finals. We had like 150 viewers there. If you weren't at the finals, I'm shocked. Anyways, Pojo SHS. I can't believe they've taken this long, but they will slowly assume position within the POI. Grillnuts, Ash, and Red the Shark. They're right here holding the high ground. And Pojo, all they need to do is wrap this one. Granted, are going to take a little peek here at the VHCH Ravens. They are so close to wrapping this one next to the Phantom squad. They're quickly running this one out to Harvester. You can see underneath Allmark there. There's that Gibraltar ultimate. Nothing new yet here. Going to be utilizing that new EMP perk on the bubble there. We'll talk about a couple of these as they pop up. The Gibraltar's going to be the one that everyone sees the most. For the VHCH Ravens, whether it be the bubble, whether it be the Gibby, it is going to be a combo between Raptor and Werf Skitty Hog to bring down one member of the Phantoms here. Vexels, Arinity. I don't think there's much room to run. You got a couple of alternator shots, but they are whiffage on the board. Little crack on the other side, and you're going to be forced to take the portal whether you like it or not. Another drop onto Vexel, and Phantom will be the final remaining member left here. Another bubble down. Get that full thirst with the Mastiff from Almark, and there you go. Ravens, they've done a great job picking up a trio. Might have to pop away here. Do we have like a Wraith glitch? There we go. Apparently we had like a little Wraith glitch with the audio. Anyways, looks like Cabarius. We tune into the other side of this fight. Remember, Pojo had taken so much time playing into Landslide that Cabarius is right there behind him, coming out of Countdown for a very easy knock. Wiley High School today is really only Phantom and Navy Blue. Navy Blue is usually the substitute for Wiley High School. Remember, this is the #1 team in high school Apex. Seems like Phantom, not to be, misinterpreted with the other Phantom roster in front of them, is going to be that big power player for the roster. Most of our teams are in the Harvester area. Notably, I'll talk about the Christian Brothers College over there towards the east with Mount. They are also playing just outside of that choke. The only other team that's realistically not in the fight is the LHS Yellow Jackets. I am pretty sure, just judging by the zone, that this is a northern poll. I mean, how many times has this not been a northern poll? Now, granted, the teams in high school, they play it a little bit differently. They want to chase as much KP as possible as quickly as they can. And that's why you see so many of them towards the southern side, even though I'm pretty sure we're finishing right on top of the Yellow Jackets. Now, for teams like Arinity, I at least understand why they are all the way out over on the edge. Granted, dang, this would be a time I'm wrong. I'm ludicrously wrong. Is there a stage 3 for Octane? There is a last chance qualifiers. It'll take place this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Those are your big 2 days here for the LCQs. The last couple of teams that will make it to Ohio, Cincinnati, where they will be competing on LAN. But no official stage 3. We don't have a fall, winter, spring. Then nothing all April? I'm pretty sure, yeah. I think April is just dead in the water there for Octane. Granted, I'll be hosting my event. That'll be something to watch at least. Speaking of something to watch, Cabarius, they're always happy to represent here. A little nade spam out against the Gibraltar bubble, and already Big Beam's back on that new Hemlock. The Silent Breach Charger already pumping in some serious damage from the side. The 30-30 whiffage shots, though, not quite as good, and it's going to be the defensive bombardment. I don't know how many we threw out there, but notably it is going to be Golden Striker who finds that first knockdown. Raptor to follow suit, and for Cabarius, this is quick cleanup on the red away. Just chase it down. Werf Skitty Hog doesn't have their ultimate. There is no Valkyrie to the height. Where is my postcard, by the way? Matthew Moose, I'm not even sure if you qualify for the postcard. I gotta check. Remember, it's 3 concurrent months of subscription. You might have 3 tenure, but not 3 concurrent. LHS Yellow Jackets out from survey camp and now into the face of Team 12. Here's a couple of shots there. One big blast with the PK right around the rip, and Zernex and Q Yons will be that 8th place team eliminated. Most of our squad's gonna have to work their way into Monument. Phantom, huge shout out to them on that eastern side of the map. They got a revive off. All 3 members are back in play for this high school. Bro, forgot my DMs. I'm quickly checking our DMs. Oh, online. Oh, for online postcards, they will not go out until the physical ones arrive or close to arrive. I don't want the online ones getting like, the timing can be much more synonymous, if you know what I mean. Like, I know I'll send it when it gets like delivered for most of them. Because I don't want to like just send the online one and then have all the physical ones waiting. Because then everybody who gets a physical one's going to ask, where's my card? And it's much easier to say to the online people, I'm waiting for the physical ones to ship, rather than the physical ones who are, kind of, you know, is what it is. Exotic go crazy. Little trade between each other here. And I can't even tell you where that's taking place. This might be Pojo caught out here in the Grandma's Choke down south. Wiley High School, a terrifying roster. I know they're a duo. I know you guys see that they're a duo. You're kind of sitting there going, what the hell is this guy talking about? This is the #1 team in of high school Apex right now. They're currently at 128 points overall these last few weeks. The next closest team's at 57. I'm going to be honest with you, even as a duo, I think this team can get creaming. That being said, Yellow Jackets, they've got a couple of defensive bombardments that are going to slow them for now. You can see that triple stack of the bombardment. That's going to be the decisive, well, at least split here between the fight. Little EMP bubble out in front of the rest. Susek here, trying to peek it out over on the side of Wiley High School. Remember, Pojo High School Apex is caught out on this building right behind them, so the Yellow Jackets and Pojo could very easily pinch Wiley High School. What I like from Wiley, though, is they hear the Pojo rosters moved on, flown through, and is currently wrapping that Eastern Choke, which leaves them the opportunity to do the same. For those who've never watched Comp Apex, that's called mirroring. It's when you replicate the same move as your opponent when it comes to macro rotations. Now, Mount, I don't know what they're going to be getting up to here. Phantom, they've had a rough start to this game. They were a knock of 2 earlier, now defending the streamer building up on high. You've got a Watson-Gibraltar combo and the beam to go with it, but it is going to be sit down, bro. Popped out from Arinity here. Another fence line back up, and that's going to be the difference maker that allows this Watson roster to get themselves set back up. Pojo HSH, they're quickly, though, a third party to the equation. You can already see the EMPs, a little dodge there. Then Kids got nowhere to go. They've taken the blast of the bombardment, and with only a tick and 2 of health left up above, Austin and his eliminated, and the rest of Pojo are finding some serious shots here. Most of that's going to be picked up by that Phantom roster. I don't know if they play the high ground, but you got just about everybody moving in to compete for the same space. Looks like the LHS Yellow Jackets, they struggle as they're caught out by Phantom again. Everybody is stepping into Phantom and is very quickly finding themselves caught out. A little bit of nades from the Yellow Jackets there on the outside. Cabarius rotating back over towards Monument. Only 5 squads remaining, but not enough life to spare here. Cabarius, they're going to find a knock onto Braden over on the side. A little bit further damage against the LHS Yellow Jackets. And the problem is they just can't quite cross it. So it's a good thing that they were able to get that bleed out all the way over on that building on the southern side. Phantom, they're completely healthy. They've taken that high ground away. 4 squads remaining. And realistically, most of these guys are in a full set here. The only one that is not is Wiley High School. Wiley, because I assume it's spring break for the roster, is currently a duo this week. They're playing with their substitute and Phantom. Granted, very good. I don't know what Yellow Jackets were trying to do there. They had the opportunity to rotate with that Valkyrie. I can't even really talk about macro positioning here because a lot...
Adobe Acrobat, your team's home base. Collaborate within a shared PDF space. You talk up the teamwork. They think this design could be a contender. AI helps them finish the rest. Do that with Acrobat.
Rise and shine with today's deals. Everything online at Old Navy is 50% off.
And coming up, the science behind dressing for feels like.
Feels like?
Feels like. You do the temperature, and then you add a fun, silly number afterwards.
Like what?
Like 48.
Any pizza with any toppings for just $9.99 is Domino's best deal ever. Translation for basketball fans, it's like the GOAT of pizza deals. It's like down the baseline, through traffic, 360, double clutch, reverse, slam. Do I need to go on? Domino's.
5 hours into a stream and I still smell Unstoppable. Have you tried Unstoppable's scent boosters? Unstoppables is my laundry power-up for 24-hour non-stop freshness, so now I can confidently smell fresh from all-day streams to IRL game night. Level up your laundry game.
I see blue. I just imagine the perfect summer day. You just have this flash of blue in green.
Is low. Dinosaur King, remember, it is round 4. You do not have time to do this. What are we doing? Aridity now, the last final remaining member of Phantom, and just as quickly as they appear, just as quickly as they go away, Wiley High School is ahead above the rest. Whether they are a duo, whether they are a trio, they are still competitive here. Phantom, though, they aren't even a duo. They are a solo. No reset against, Navy Blue on their team. Wiley will hold off the height of streamer building right now. And Phantom, he could be a thorn in the side of Cabarius. They're quick to rotate that alter Q. And with everybody watching from either side of the zone, that'll be a full send finish. Are the high schoolers good? It depends. Some can be excellent. Some can be terrible. Some are Predator. Some are not. Some are consoles. It's high school. You know, it's not... It doesn't have a huge, long, like a huge background. LHS Yellow Jackets, Old Bob Jr., Diabeto, Sue Sek here on high ground, and Cabarius. Now, I'll tell you guys a little bit of the history here. Cabarius is 53 points overall right now. The Yellow Jackets are 29. So, every single game the Yellow Jackets takes over the rest of this lobby this particular week is one step closer to that top 5 for them to maybe take more. Wish there was a college league. DM for Boost. There is a college league. You're tuning in on Wednesdays. Every other day of the week, I cover College Apex. There's 200 teams in College Apex. Did you know that? 200 teams in College Apex. What's good, good vibes, Effie? What's good, good? I'll be seeing you very soon, Effie. We'll be doing a little EMEA coverage. No, I didn't. DM for Boost, what college you go to? I can tell you right now if your college has a roster. All right, a single bombardment utilized from Susek. Long Island University, LIU. Maybe. I'm not even kidding you. They might have a roster. Ohio State. Ohio State sadly does not have a roster. Every single time someone brings up Ohio State, no Ohio State. I would love if Ohio State had a roster, but they just don't for some reason. We have an esports arena? I would go ask them. Because all you need, by the way, to join College Apex is be a 12 credit hour student with your other competitors, and then you're good. Anyways, this is High School Apex for now. We cover it every single Wednesday. The rest of the week, we love to tune into College Apex. Cabarius, they're out of their building, albeit just slightly. There is still a huge chunk of it over on this northern side, and the LHS Yellow Jackets, I wouldn't even call it a building. They've got boxes to boot here. Now that little drone, you got to be careful. Don't want to get that EMP on top of you. And yeah, it'll get blown out here. Now, 41 seconds to go. Cabarius, all they need to do is look for one bad peek. Meanwhile, LHS, their job is simple. You have a defensive bombardment. You have 3 of them. Punish them for existing. Another big beam back on the Hemlock here from afar. There's that first bombardment. Too early. I think it was too early. I don't think the college league could handle me, TBH. Well, I'll tell you what, DM for Boost, there are pro league players in the college league. So if you're as good as a pro league player in Apex, then yes, maybe. But if you're not, probably not. Anyways, nice drop from Golden Striker there. There is those defensive bombardments, but they are oh so low. Still, Susek with a knock here. A couple of beams back from Moth as Flooper Kid and the rest are looking a little bit worse for wear. Big beams on the Hemlock, and they're just not finding the knocks they need. Another revive with the Newcastle on the other side, and that is again another defensive bombardment. This time around, a knock on to Flooper Kid, and you just got to push it, High School. These Yellow Jackets send it for the finish and finally look like they're in control here. Honestly, I think they could have been more confident with that closeout, but end of the day, the Yellow Jackets, they get a dub. It is not a commonality for them, and that's going to hopefully keep them competitive in the overall standings. There's a lot of teams that did not show up today, and who knows, that win alone could have just put them in the top 5. How did SHS Pojo finish? Kind of, we'll take a look at the scoreboard here in just a second. They were okay. Match summary. How long on the match summary? Remember, it is High School Apex, so we only get the 2 games. We will move on quite quickly here. And, yeah. Not bad for a duo. Phantom, you say not bad. I say excellent. Talk about the control on that push against you. I believe it was, who was it? It was CBC. Someone ran you guys down. No, it's Dinosaur King and the crew. Who was that? They got absolutely stomped. Phantom sent you guys hilariously, akin to your name, and they got destroyed. There we go. Pojo does finish in 5th with 4. That is stereotypically 8 points overall. Phantom there in 4th with 4. They're going to walk away with 9 instead. Wiley High School, even as a duo, a 3rd place finish is a guaranteed 10-point, even though they are missing members of their roster here today. Cabarius and Yellow Jackets. That's the story of this lobby. A 2nd place with 9 is 18 points. And for the Yellow Jackets, 12 plus 6 is 18 themselves. So, an 18-on-18 tie for Cabarius and Yellow Jackets to start our day. The only other team to walk away with some points is going to be the VHCH Ravens. Grap, thank you for the lurk. Good to see you, my brother. VHCH Ravens, they at least pick up 2 KP. What's up, Grap? He's lurking. He's gone already. Phantom, what'd you think? By the way, sending a exclamation point lurk in chat is actually helpful because I never want to ask you guys to do too much. You guys already do enough showing up. But did you know if you type in chat, Twitch counts you as an active viewer more than if you are just completely silent and you have it on your side screen? It's kind of annoying. But hey, is what it is. I still appreciate all of you guys. Type in chat. Thank you, Plowboy Walker. Why would we do that? To have a conversation, to have a little camaraderie, little chat back and forth, little discussion, you know. It's just a casual thing. Now I will say, going into this next game here, already off the bat, it does seem like we're going to be starting 1 team down. Not quite sure where our 6th roster went. Still haven't started the game, so it's going to be a minute till we get into the action. Bro, I sold that end game. Yeah, it's tough. Main 2 are gone for just this week. Phantom, is it spring break? That's my question. Golden Striker, you guys had it. You had a knock against them. You just got to be more confident on the send, all right? You either send it when you get that knock, or you let them get that reset off. Remember, you're playing Newcastle. You can close the distance, right, with the mobile shield and just cut across them. Just sitting down and taking 3 defensive bombardments in a row was basically asking for a wipe against you. You're literally tanking nonstop damage. At some point, you just got to pull the trigger, and when you guys got that knock, that was the opportunity. 2-7. Thank you so much for the compliment, my man. I love casting. You can catch me whether it be with the pros sometimes, college Apex, high school on Wednesdays right now. I love it. Reese Hansen, that's my goat. Is this the new season of Fortnite? You know it is. Every single time. Every single time. I love Reese. I'd touch them. Well, still plenty of time here. It does look like SHS Pojo will move from team whatever to team 6. It doesn't really matter. You guys will see them on the title. Franklin and College Brothers Christian are going to be stuck as solos thus far. I'll have to tune in with them later. For now, I am going to go grab a water because my main man Soares told me to hydrate. A little redemption in chat. And let me get that going. Hello, Lewis. Let's go get a water. All right, Soares, here you go. Shameless waters. Here you go. There you go. So is that 2 games they've won in a row for LHS? I believe last week we tuned in. They were the winners of that E-District game that we tuned in and watched. I said tuned in twice, but anyways. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's 2 games in a row for LHS. Yo! Zitrocky or Zitrocky, thank you so much for the follow. You guys know we are 20 followers away from 2,200 followers. Genuinely, I mean, I got to keep grinding. I got to get up there. I got to get to the 100,000. Golden Striker. There we go. Didn't quite come out on top of that game. I had some faith for Cabarius, but you know what? You get this chance to prove yourself. By the way, is it Cabarius? Game is starting. We're 2 minutes away. Let's take a look at the overall scoreboard while you guys wait. You guys can see it. Cabarrus? Where we got next? Hey, there you go. Cabarrus? I'm pretty sure it's Cabarius. I guess Moth? All right, Moth knows better. Now, I will say, taking a look at the overall standings for the Division 1 right now, it is going to be Wiley High School still in the lead at 128. This isn't updated for today. Heck, I don't even think it's updated for last week either. Yellow Jackets should be a little bit higher because they definitely won a game last week. I apologize for the overall standings being a little bit delayed on the website. You know, it's the best. Yeah, they're missing match day 4 and 5. So just know that the Yellow Jackets are probably a little bit higher than where we currently see them. I don't think the VHCH Ravens are able to hold on to that 5th position. Heck, I don't even think the Tigers are doing the same. There's been 2 weeks in a row where realistically we've only talked about teams like Wiley, the Trolls, and Cabarius several times in a row. All right, either way, second game of the day kicking off here. Right back as rain onto World's Edge. Remember, this is high school Apex, so we don't get as much time to check out these teams. A lot of these players do not play full 6-game series. That's just the way it is. I'm sure you guys were in high school at some point. I was as well. I used to go to practice. We were only allowed to be at practice for so long. And then on top of that, you know, you got to go home. You got to eat dinner. Your parents got to pick you up. You got to handle the rest of your life. You got to work on homework. Do high schoolers even get homework anymore? I'm not quite sure. That being said, that's why we have 2 games. I'd like to see a 6-game series with high schoolers, and I'm going to try to put something together here with a couple of the major high school organizations because I feel like we need a high school combine. I think it would be very, very cool to showcase to all the colleges that already watch my stream what exists out there for high school. I can't believe we're still at 27 hours on the subathon. I'm never escaping this subathon. Ever. Not that I want to. Granted, I don't do it like all of the time. Can't agree more. High school combine. Yeah. I think reach out to a couple organizations like VHEL, TechSef, some of the other smaller ones in the Midwest. Just get a cacophony of high school players, get their permission, get a registration going, and then have them compete in like a real true 6-game competitive series. And then even more than that, if they want to try match point, this is going to be a big one. Match point is definitely the creme de la creme for competitions. If you guys don't know what match point is, you missed this last weekend. I mean, that was the most exciting collegiate Apex final we could have. 8 games that we went on to. Got to hit 50 points, 60 points, and then deliver a win afterwards. Not Koryu. There you go. Pause and hydrate. Not Koryu. I don't even think I can. I'm not sure I can pause anything. Sorry. It's just how it goes. All right. 10 squads left. Our winners of game 1, the LHS Yellow Jackets, are here not too far away from the trials area. They could send this out and over towards the west if they want to. But remember, sitting on whites, they might have to prepare the Evo first. You can already see sit down, little bro, on the blue, and you do not want to be behind by about 75 HP the minute you take that fight here. They're still looking for it. It does not seem like they tapped that Evo. No, they're just going to commit to it. Well, there is another way to get to blues, and it is as simple as just dealing serious damage. Gibraltar EMP bubble down. The same cannot be said. This is just a standard bubble here, but it is going to defend out against the defensive bombardment. An 8 spam, and Wagyu will be brought without shield. Purple health available for Stidball, but that's not going to be much left for them. Yellow Jackets understands the utility is all said and done here, so they'll turn their attention to the inside of trials, where there's one crack, and that's going to be the go button for Susek. A diver on the back, a wingman, a hit, one last would do it, and it's up to Diabeto with the final alternator beam. Going to be Old Bob Jr. caught from the other side, and you cannot dive into that EMP bubble. Instead, it is going to be Montvent trying to position out the EMP onto Diabeto. Again, a knock. Another around the backside of the bubble. Another knock there, and with 2 members finished and finalized. I'm pretty sure the LHS Yellow Jackets just became our first squad eliminated this game. From the top of the lobby to the very bottom, what can you say? Hit or miss. Now, PNG Phantom, as a trio, got hard wiped by Wiley High School last game, mostly entirely by Phantom there. I'm in love with how many Gibraltars we're seeing. Like, it is, personally, I love the defensive bombardment. The ultimate is one of my favorite in the entire game of Apex. Back in the day, when you had to time those bubbles against another team to survive, it was huge. Now, Cabarrus, they are very, very close here. Little alter port play up to that secondary height, and that guarantees you're going to start a fight. Exotic Go Crazy, though, is a solo, and just as quickly as that knock will face the faces of Golden Striker, you got a revive here on the other side. Wingman in hand. That's going to be Flooper Kid forced to drop down. Ooh, a Catalyst. No, I don't think there's much you can do as a Catalyst. Little EMP start there, and they might have healed through it either way. Stuck in the corner. That'll be the break, the swallow, and the follow for Cabarrus here inside Monument. 1 KP, though. Just the 1. Nothing more than that. PNG Phantom, kind of surprised to see them move so aggressively away from the rest of the lobby. Pojo is doing something I didn't even know was possible. In my thousands and thousands of games of competitive Apex, I don't think I've ever seen anybody sit on the edge of that epicenter. Probably because it gets shot out from other angles. But for right now, they're the only ones there. alongside Phantom, and they could very, very easily take that fight confidently. For a couple of our other rosters, Sims Apex are still working their way in from the southern side, and Wiley High School is right here on the edge, willing to catch you. A single tap and another 99 burn. Phantom will face double knocks. It's up to Navy Blue, though, as a solo to win this one out. Problem is, you've got a lifeline on the other side, and that is the least successful of pickups there that you want to deal with. That man threw a nade at his feet, and instead, we're going to be looking at Navy Blue probably playing for full recovery, utilizing the alter port play. Now, Wiley High School is fine. Bro, I would cook in this. Noah, High School Apex, no doubts there. To be speaking to you. I'm kidding. Adults don't scare me. Only... No, I'm not witty enough. Cabarrus High School. They see that Gibraltar ultimate. Or that Gibraltar bubble. They know for a fact that it is really easy to catch SHS Pojo if they're not careful. Mount Vent has come through from that skyhook side with Cabarrus on the other end. He got a quadra stack here outside of the epicenter. SH Pojo, they've got their portal play for recovery out towards the side building, but Mount Vent could just as quickly catch them, but instead find themselves the prey to our predators here. SHS Pojo, there's the full thirst against Austin is him. And while yes, there's a couple beams back against the fence line, Mount Vent kids, you got to pay your respects. You got to get to a banner recovery because yes, PNG Phantom are rotating. Pojo's working their way up. The rest of this lobby could collapse on you if you're not careful. Big beams from up above. Cabarrus keeps them inside the bubble for now. Moth is separate from that other side. Double flesh ticking on the Wraith and Octane there. There's the dive from Golden Striker and Cabarrus. They're looking to play for complete recovery. They had a chance to win that last game, and now they look to do the same. PNG Phantom, other side of the bridge. Vexel launches right into the face of IYFNN. That's going to be SHS Pojo dropping to the low ground there. A beam onto Arinity, and with one last tick into the bubble, oh, it will be the starting beam. There it is. 99, 113, 124 cream. And yes, the end of PNG. The Phantoms are brought down. Emmett Ferries, welcome to High School Apex. That's right. There are High School Apex competitions. Did you even know that? Heck, at the end of this, they're going to go compete at LAN in Florida. That's right. Serious competitions for High School Apex. And for a lot of our most serious competitors, I would not be surprised if you can keep up well with some of those other high school students. Now, a little revive out towards the side. Mount Vent kids, they're the ones who've just gotten this one put back together. From up on high, though, Cabarrus, they got to deal with a couple of other problems. Little rotate coming out of Overlook there. And they don't want to give up the bridge entirely, so they're going to allow Mount Vent to get themselves set back up over towards that eastern edge. This is going to be Austin is him. Sit down, little bro, and Wagyu back in play. Can't say the same for Spring. They've got the Pojo roster putting themselves back together in pieces there. Overtides that Overlook zip line. Sims Apex is outside the southern bridge. VHCHS Ravens taking their time. And Wiley High School is a duo. What do you mean High School Apex? Well, these are official rosters with alongside their high school. And their high school allows them to compete in organized competitions against other high school players. Nice revive for Pojo, and just as quickly, the tactical to follow suit for safety. A Wraith to dive into the building above as the quick revives are coming through just as quickly. VHCH Ravens, though, just as they peak that second floor, they don't find the burn they need. Instead, Werf Skitty Hawk down to a single tick of health as IYFN will be picked off here. It's the rest of Pojo that needs to step up and get the job done. Instead, Bert on Apex, Braden caught by the castle, caught by the bombardment. Not much of a rotate. Braden's gonna have to play for another set recovery here. A Mad Maggie ball from the Ravens, and they will take a dive to see if they can finish off the Pojo roster. I think they're taking too much time here. I think Pojo gets out of it. Yeah, Brayden is already down to no name, and while there isn't much of a crafter opportunity left, still going all the way out towards Fragment, Pojo could come back here. Well, 6 squads remaining. I'm honestly impressed at the quality that still exists here. Usually, not gonna lie, guys, sometimes we see these high school teams fall like dominoes. Instead, I mean, six for a round 3 could be better. Could be better. Let's go SHS Pojo. Tell you what, definitely need a time.
Contact. Got company out there. Let's relocate there. Contact. Hostile.
All right.
What if I poke them?
Now, Wiley High School is the thorn in the side of any competent roster here. I know it's almost entirely Phantom who is the threat. Not to say anything bad about Navy Blue, but Navy Blue is definitely on support right now, trying to utilize that altar to make sure Phantom, if he goes down, has a quick revive. They're kind of the wrench in anybody's plans here for the rest of this game. Cabarrus, they're over on the side of the bridge, a little split towards Climatizer. Phantom could very easily find a knock against you. For now, let's pop back on over to the Ravens. We talk about them flying through. There's the revives for Pojo. Outside of the building, a peek inside the bubble, and why would you route it? Well, there goes the EMP, and it's 40 damage for that peek. I hope it was worth it. Another bubble on the other side, and this one's got to be quick heals. Raptors got damage to boot, and Brayden will find knock number 1 against the Ravens. Double revives turned into finally some success here for the Pojo roster. Worf, Skitty Hog, and Allmark, just as quickly as they lose out on one, is just as quick as they're going to look to try to play for recovery. Pojo have managed to turn it around. From solos to duos to trios and successes, it's up to this roster to keep up the pressure. Now, Cabarrus, we talk about this rotate. We talk about controlling the bridge. I'm a nice drop down below. I'm pretty sure this is Wiley High School. Judging by the fact that that's probably an altar, I assume that's going to be Navy. Still leaves Phantom alive, if that. Yeah, Navy's caught out there. It's going to be Phantom, the only remaining member of Wiley High School, and honestly, probably just ratting this one in the building for now. Granted, even as a solo, they're quite dastardly. Another nice knock from Pojo, though, this time on to Worf, Skitty Hog. It is going to be Almark, the only remaining member here of the Ravens, and Mount Vent, they could be moving in just as quickly. Ravens, though, going to go down towards that crafter, play for recovery. Sims Apex. Right now, they've got Pojo on the mine. Coming out towards that western side. They want to take away this good high ground. My teammate hit the rock and it kicked him off. Phantom, you are currently in game. I have no idea what you're talking about. Crazy. 45 seconds to go. Pojo, one of the few teams that is not in zone. I left, by the way. At least for now, I see you right on top of... I'm just currently watching you deal with a duo. Nice beam around the back, quick slide, and a pump to the high ground. Sadly, Wiley, it's all said and done since we died already. There you go. That's why, by the way, that's why I don't like people talking in chat, because it kind of spoils the fact that you died there. Because if you're talking in chat, we already know you died, you know? Like, there's no chance you'd pull off an incredible 2v1 there because you're talking in chat. We already know you're dead. Shh. There you go. Sometimes you gotta wait. You gotta surprise me. Oh yeah, the game's delayed. I'm on a 2-minute delay for competitive integrity's sake. That's so you guys can't just peek onto stream, know exactly where someone is, because in 2 minutes, a lot can change. Now, at some point, we did see SHS Pojo miss out on one. The VHCH Ravens, instead, they've gotten a complete recovery. Raptor, Worf, Skitty Hog back into the picture. I feel like this game has been back and forth here between the Ravens and Pojo. Recovery for recovery. Finally, a peek there. There's the Gibby bubble down on the other side. A knock on to Brayden. Pojo's down to 1 remaining member. And as good as these revives were for them, I mean, they have just been struggling on the other side of the bracket. Granted, there is another chance for them to play for the full banner recovery. Thermite grenade down. Braden is crawling. He got that complete rotation out of the cart. Gotta be careful. Can I join? I'm in high school.
Do that with Acrobat. Grab your docs, your permits, your moves. AI levels up your pitch, gets it in a groove. Draft, design, deliver, make it sing. AI builds the deck so you can build that thing. Do that, do that, do that with Acrobat.
Rise and shine with today's deals. Everything online at Old Navy is 50% off.
And coming up, the science behind dressing for feels like.
Feels like.
Feels like. You do the temperature, and then you add a fun, silly number afterwards.
Like what?
Like 48.
All new Kinder Joy collections with 22 new unicorn-inspired surprises that your kids will love. Your kids will have new stories, new friends, and new ways to shine. Which means new ways to make memories. Kinder Joy. Open a new world of surprise.
I just imagine the perfect summer day. You just have this flash of blue in green.
Don't know Domino's $9.99 best deal ever? Just pick your crust. Maybe
Pan pizza.
Gluten-free crust?
Thin and crispy, too.
load on up to 7 toppings like
Bacon.
3 different types of cheeses.
Green peppers.
and get it all for under $10. Only at
Domino's.
Side, Braden taken low. Another flesh ticking from the edge of zone. SHS Pojo still a duo. And there you go. The cart is slowly ticking away here. Less space to play as that Pojo roster, I don't know how they're going to get out of this one. All right. Well, mobile shield out, and you got to work with it if it means peeking outside of your building. You need to get one perfect knock onto here or the rest. Little portal play out towards the open. This is going to be the only potential saving grace just as quickly as it arrives. 23 damage here for Cabarrus. A big split, and that's the portal back inside the cart. And once again, like I said, the only way you're getting out of this situation alive, Pojo, is if you successfully get the knock on someone. Another Kraber shot, and that one will be a whiff. A portal out towards the edge again. They're playing Ring Around the Rosie with less than a pocket full of posies here. A slide with the alternator, a beam on 2, and Cabarrus will be your champions of Game 2. Congratulations to Cabarrus. Honestly, we got to work on that full send. When you see you've got a duo, I think you guys could have handled business a lot quicker, but still, you choked him out. That was it for SHS Pojo. Still a second place finish for SHS Pojo. Definitely a good start for them. Of course, Flooper Kid, Golden Striker, and Moth, congratulations. That is it. Those are the 2 games of the day for high school. I wish we could go 4 more. I love a good 6-game series, but high school, they got their limits. They got their times. Our match summary, Cabarrus, 10 KP, a dub on the board, 22 points here for Cabarrus. Pojo with 8 for second. That's going to be 17. Sims Apex, a little return for them, actually. Third place with 4 is actually 11 points. That's not bad. VHEL Ravens, they went down earlier than I thought. I thought they had made it to 3rd. No, instead, 4th place will only guarantee them 7 points as Mount Vent, their wipe in trials, lets them have 9 overall. Wiley High School, probably the worst week we've seen Wiley had, but remember, they're playing as a duo. And what else can you truly say? 1 point for them there. Hopefully, we see these rosters continue, or at least put themselves back together as we make our way through some of the final weeks of VHELGG. All right, guys, a lot of fun. That's it. I wish High School Apex went a little bit longer, but that is the nitty and gritty of it. And honestly, I love it. I can't wait to see how things fall, especially as we get towards playoff season. And hopefully, some more of our teams represent. Nathan P., thank you for the follow. I wish we had 6 games. Me too. Me too. All right. That being said, subathon timer coming to a close. Thank you guys so much. Let's do a quick raid. More realistic like scrims? Exactly. Let's give it to Bass. Nice friend of mine. He's a Newcastle demon. And he's a good dude. GG's. Enjoy your afternoon. And I'll see you guys again next week for more high school. Tune in tomorrow for the Play versus Finals. Tune in this weekend for the last chance qualifiers for Octane.